Welcome to the 30-day language challenge. The goal here is to improve your comprehension and your speaking skills in whatever language you're trying to learn. Improve them as much as possible in the next 30 days. And for that, I'm going to give you a daily learning plan and materials. If the materials for the specific language you want to learn are not available yet, let me know in the comments and I'll try to make them available. But again, I'm only human, and there have been over 200 comments now, and I think there's a list of over 50 languages now that people are asking for. I'll keep adding them, but it will take some time, so maybe a few days. All right. So this is the plan for day one. This is a list of the most common verbs in the language, in any language. The verbs are always the same, they just translate it into the languages. 2,000 verbs, which are more than enough to understand pretty much anything when it comes to verbs. We usually use a few hundred only when we are speaking in everyday conversation, but you need the rest of the list to be able to understand authentic content, interesting content, right? And the goal here is not only to be able to communicate effectively, but also to be able to enjoy real life content, podcasts, shows, etc. And for that, you need to know a lot of vocab to be able to watch or listen to stuff or read interesting content and understand it. All right, so a lot of verbs, really important. So we'll start with the verbs. And the plan is very simple for the first day. You're going to create mnemonic associations. I provided you with a list of examples that you can follow. You can use those to get some ideas. But of course, every day I'll give you a new list of examples in a different language. But of course, I can't create mnemonic associations for every single language for you for every single word, because that would be millions of words. So obviously I can't, not millions, but tens of thousands. I can't do that. I can do a few hundred a day if I work hard, but I can't do like tens of thousands in a few days. So, but yeah, and also it's important that you use your own associations, because the things that come to mind to me are not the same ones that come to mind to you. Like need you need to use images that work for you, using your own experiences, your interests, etc. Also, the words that you know are not the words that I know. I know way more words than you in Basque and probably in Spanish and a bunch of other languages. But maybe you speak another languages that I don't speak, so you can use those words if they sound like the words you're trying to learn. Anyway, you need to use mnemonic associations. Minimum 30 today. What I recommend you do is set a timer, 10, 15 minutes, and do as many of them as you can. And then take a rest, do some other exercises, and try again. And do several sessions of these. I recommend doing at least 30 associations a day, but if you can push yourself and do 100 a day, it will be much better. So, exercise one, mnemonic associations. The more, the better, all right? Number two, listening while reading. Take the first audio file of this. You go to the shared folder and you get audio files for each one of the languages. And again, if it's not available yet, it will be made available. Let me know, although have some patience. But yeah, what you need to do is to read while listening. Just the first audio file for now. There are 3 or 4 audio files per language for the 2,000 sentences. So the first audio file will be several hundred sentences. Example sentences of this verb. So this is the verb, this is the example sentence. This is Serbian, by the way. I'm going to do it with Serbian, although I won't do it very thoroughly. I'll do it quite casually, because just managing this whole thing and creating more and more materials for all the languages is going to take a ton of my time. But Serbian's pretty easy if you speak Slavic languages already, which I do. I already understand quite a lot here, so it should be pretty easy to get to at least conversational level. Anyway, What you need to do, exercise two, is going to be after the associations. So mnemonic associations, you create them with the words here. And then you take the audio files and you start listening while reading and you follow it at the same time. You should be a decent reader. I should be able to read quite fast. Otherwise, this is going to be very difficult because what you need to do is jump back and forth here and read both. English should be easy to read quickly, and then the target language while you listening. And in the gap between sentences, you glance at the English sentence so you know the meaning. And when you get to the end of the audio file, the first audio file, you come straight back to the uh, beginning of the I'm forgetting my English now of the document, and you start again, and you keep doing it. I recommend doing it at least 2 or 3 times. Start from start to finish. First audio file only. We'll do the following audio files in the next few days, but you listen to it while reading, and the second time it'll be much easier. If you did the mnemonic associations first, you need to do them for this to work. All right, it'll be much easier if you memorize the vocab, the verbs with associations. Even if you don't memorize all of them, if you memorize 100 of them and the audio file contains 300 words, it's still going to work pretty well, for at least for the part that you memorize, and for the rest of it probably as well, because making this more comprehensible will make the rest of it also more comprehensible. So that's it. Number one, memorize the vocab with associations, the verbs. Number two, read while listening several times. The more the better. If you got 8 hours for this, just do it. If you've got lots and lots of time for this, I recommend short sessions of memorization, 10 to 15 minutes, do as many associations as possible, and then read while listening. And then take a short break, and then another short session of memorizing and read while listening. Yeah. So mnemonics, input, mnemonics, input. That's how I do it. That's how you should do it. And finally, download the audio files and make a playlist on your phone. Although today you should only listen to the first one. You just listen to it passively throughout the day as well while you do something else. Working out is my favorite thing to do when while listening passively. You can do other things as well: cooking, cleaning, whatever. Get creative with it. Just have it in the background. You don't have to focus. Just get more reps of listening. And that's basically it. That's it for day one. Now, like I said, if you want to learn a language that's not included here, maybe it'll be included tomorrow or the day after. This is a lot of work to create all this stuff, so I'll keep making materials, but have some patience, right? And maybe, I don't know. You can keep reminding me in the comments if you want. I've made a list already of languages from the hundreds of comments, but I'll try to keep adding more and more as fast as I can, but have some patience. Also, another question I got quite often was, "Are you going to proofread them? Are you going to make sure? How are you going to make sure it's all perfect?" And I'm not. I can't proofread. First of all, I don't speak a lot of the languages here. I can't. I can't proofread languages that I don't speak yet. So this is the thing. The goal here is not for you to learn 2,000 verbs and 2,000 sentences perfectly, and perfect sentences. No. The goal here is for you to learn enough and fast enough. So, a lot of important stuff fast enough so that you can start getting exposed to native speaker content and understand it well. Well, understand it a little bit in the beginning, but then after a few more days, understand more and more, and quickly increase your comprehension. And if there are mistakes in the translation, this is Google Translate. If there are mistakes, then some things don't sound all that natural. It doesn't matter, because once you start getting exposed more and more to native speaker content that you can actually understand, you will very quickly realize what's the right way of saying it, right? So the goal here is to learn a lot of vocab and basic grammar, and then as soon as possible be able to understand native speaker content. I'm going to. So there's a day, seventh day, no, eighth day. I'm not sure yet. Uh, that's later on. But week two is when we start listening to native speaker podcasts already to work on comprehension, like to test our comprehension. But if you want to, if you're curious, you can start listening to native speaker podcasts today. Not just learn whatever language and slow language for learners. No, no, no. Find something. Like I already found a history podcast in Serbian for myself, and I'm going to start listening to it in the background a little bit every day from day one. I I checked it out. I understood some stuff because some verbs are similar to Russian or Ukrainian, but obviously I didn't understand much. But after a couple rounds of memorizing vocab and then looking at sentences and reviewing and listening to these sentences, I know I understand way more. So if you want to start listening to native speaker content from day one, go ahead. Find interesting podcasts about whatever topic you're interested in. Go to Spotify or YouTube and use the translator and search for keywords. If you're into football, search football in the language. If you're interested in psychology, whatever, just search it, find it, and start listening to it if you want. Again, I recommend doing this week two. The, I, the plan includes a day to start doing this, and that's in week two. After memorizing a few hundred verbs, adjectives, and the basics of grammar, so you understand, and being exposed to these sentences on repeat, so that native speaker content is less challenging. But if you want to, if you're curious, you can start already. Yeah. So no, there's no. This content is not perfect, but it's the fastest way to get you from zero or very basic or beginner level to being able to understand native speaker content, right? You need lots of vocab to be able to understand native speaker content, and this is the fastest way of doing it. Let me see. Let me check my notes if there are more questions. Yeah, more again, more languages, this language, that language. It's going to be very hard to find audio files for find any kind of software that for some languages, like some less common languages, it's going to be hard to find software that can make decent audio files. Maybe you just have to learn from the text and then straight away listen to native speaker podcasts. If that's the case, I mean, it sucks, but you can still do it, right? Um, yeah, and I think that's basically it. Let me know in the comments if you've got questions. Let me know how it goes, your first experiences with this, and if you need help with anything, or if you, again, if you need more languages that are not included. I plan on starting with Serbian once I'm done working today. It should be interesting, relatively easy, I think. I hope. Yeah, it looks easy. And that's the plan. So tomorrow there'll be an update. You can't see the second day yet. Once hours have passed since you joined the challenge, the second uh, day will be made available, and then you'll be able to do the exercises, learning plans, and all of that, right?